working twice as hard for something you already got. Another orange morning, it's time to show. Another orange morning, it's time to grow. Another orange morning, let the updates flow. Another orange morning, you already know. Friends are coming through the door. Wheels are spinning on the floor. We don't know what we don't know. That's the only way to grow. Another orange morning, it's time to show. Another orange morning, it's time to grow. Another orange morning, let the updates flow. Another orange morning, you already know. What you're looking for is in your hand, been there all along. Pour another cup and pull a chair. Sing along. Another orange morning, it's time to show. Another orange morning, it's time to grow. Another orange morning, let the updates flow. Another orange morning, you already know. Hey! Hey!
Good morning, HubSpot Nation. Welcome to another Orange Morning. It is Wednesday, August 5th, 2026. Here with Casey and Zach. Good morning.
Good morning. I caught myself this morning making coffee and humming the theme song to Another Orange Morning.
I download the video every day, and I accidentally opened it, and it just in my computer opened on like Apple Music, and so then the song just started playing, and I was
Whatever. I accidentally added it to like my playlist while I drive around every day. It's the only song on repeat. You know, kids are like yelling at you like, "Man, stop. I don't want to listen to this stupid song again."
it's
It's all right.
This is my music.
We won't hold it against you.
What are the chances we could commission somebody, like since this was AI generated, commission somebody to play this music like at Unbound or something?
Like sing it live?
Yeah.
Sign me up.
Right?
Yes.
Aziz Ansari is doing the like comedy show thing, right? Do you think we could get him to use it as his walk-on music or something?
Oh man, don't give me ideas here.
Go big. Have Darmesh walk out to do his first day speech,
All right.
There
Add that to the list of things we're going to try and get done.
That'll be the easy one.
On the way to Unbound. In any other ecosystem, I'd be like, get out of here. No way in hell. In this ecosystem,
you never know.
Maybe.
Darmesh, if you're listening, let us know. We don't mind.
Yep. We'll get like a whole acapella group together, get the production value up there for you, make sure. We won't charge
for the first play.
Just saying, you're looking at a all-state chorus, high school, knockout over here.
Oh man. Yep. I was in voice keyboard and like.
How are you gonna get us over to the updates from here?
I love it. It's a great segue. Try.
Yeah. Well, what I'm gonna say is it's good to have Casey back on a Wednesday, where she's been having some challenges and now she's back. But even though she hasn't been with us, and I'm gonna go ahead and share my screen before I put it up on the stream. She still got this recap from last week out the door. So if you didn't know and want to keep up with what's going on, even if you can't join us live, right? We've got recap articles, We've got uh, HubSpot update articles with clips.
Mhm.
Zach had some great clips from last week
Uh-oh.
about revenue. So check out anotherorangemorning.com if you want to stay up to date with what we're talking about.
So what you're telling me is I just need to be a little more self-aware of what comes out of my mouth now on these things, because the agents are going to run wild, and there may be some really, embarrassing clips of me just, out of context saying something
I
mildly
brought
inappropriate. That's
I
okay.
brought
I'm
one
all
up.
about it.
I brought one up last week. Chris and I were just talking. I brought just a page up, and then I said, "Did I say that?" It like quoted me, and Chris was like, "Yep, that was."
That's
that
what I'm
was
scared
you."
about. I'm like becoming more self-aware of what's happening here in my own brain. Okay. All right. I'll have to just do a couple spot checks here to make sure that, everything is kosher.
Meanwhile, HubSpot keeps moving forward, so we'll always have a chance to make those recap articles. What's getting our attention today?
Well,
I
the
mean,
agent, of course, I'm going to customer agent coaching opportunity. Low CX score was the first and only one that I really read this morning before I started talking to you guys. But that one caught my attention.
As it should. We went deep on CX score at some point in the past few days. Maybe it was with Oaks on Monday. So what is this update? Customer agent new coaching opportunity, low CX score. A low CX score coaching opportunity surfaces when a customer agent conversation scores below a set threshold on HubSpot's CX score. An AI model that automatically rates the quality of every conversation. When a conversation scores in the critical or needs review range, it's flagged in the coaching opportunities panel for admins to review and act on.
why does this matter? The traditional feedback has a real gap. Only about 3.5% of tickets get a survey response, and those responses often reflect the customer's frustration with the situation rather than the agent's performance. CX Score evaluates every conversation automatically, flagging poor outcomes before a customer ever submits a survey and covering interactions that would never generate feedback at all. I feel like this is more related to the update we read on Monday than this coaching piece, but
Well, I think like one of the outcomes of our conversation on Monday is like if you can give it, because the Monday conversation was all about tickets, like only tickets. We're going to be reviewing conversations and giving scores and deciding scores. And I was like, please give it all over HubSpot, like any conversation that hits. Like I want AI to be generating CX scores.
Yeah, like you're
possible.
talking about like scores that like your like reps would be having or service people, right? So like you're not just looking at agent experience, but the entire customer experience across the organization and being able to score all those interactions. Is that what you're getting at? Yeah.
Yeah, like let's like if you scroll down, it's on July 30th actually. Like let's connect it to that.
Oh,
that
the other
score.
update, you mean?
Oh.
Yeah. It's listed as July 30th.
Oh my God. You really got to
CX
scroll.
score. Right. And if we just scroll down, it gave us a list, I think, of.
Oh yeah, this.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So like CX score signals, the underlying signals that make up the CX score. Most signals add or subtract points from the CX score, right? But this was like at the top, it says this score is automatically calculated for each support ticket, right? So only based on tickets. And aside from the fact that we would love to see a balance between positive, neutral, and negative, and not an overwhelming amount of negative choices, which are going to cause agent to probably go in that direction more often than they go into positive. But also any unstructured data in HubSpot, like, and what I said was like, until you tell me it's going to be over the rest of I might drive the entire business through tickets so that I can get like agents doing this. And so very excited to see this happen like days later, to where it doesn't have to, we don't have to base it on problem like ticket scenarios. Now that you've got customer agent having conversations. And what's interesting is tying, like if you start from this place to set up your scoring, and then you see that the agent, it can now do it outside of tickets and its own conversations, like the critical needs review scores, might need to be set up like a little bit differently. So understanding, I think what should help folks is like the CX score, like please want it. Like AI and it's a bit like one of its values is to be able to do this at scale, understand words and transcripts and emails and bring it all together. We should not be like trying to do this, even though we have been for a while. But I think the update to said only about 3.5% of tickets get a survey response. Right? There's lots of feedback in the other 97% we just haven't been able to surface it, effectively, and now we can.
And looking at things like, kind of that sentiment over time, right? So not just like that one point in time, but like how are things getting better, getting worse? I'm also not surprised to see like a long list for negative factors and a shorter list for positive things. I think it makes sense. I think you could probably add a couple more positive factors, but not a ton. It's like, what are people really looking for? Well, did you show up? Were you pleasant to be, speaking with? Did you, answer the questions, get the resolution? Like, did you go about it in a way where you kind of gave a shit? And then, but if you don't do those 3 or 4 things, like any one of them, like just one of those negative things is enough to because people have so little patience and so many options and, the ability to amplify their thoughts and feelings across the entire internet with, a click of a button. So, I think there's some opportunities to look a little bit more on the positive side here, but there's a lot that can go wrong.
Yeah, we talked about that on Monday with Oaks too. I think to your point though, there isn't a lot else, like looking at the positive factors, enthusiastic gratitude, confirm resolution with that. Like, I don't know what else. Too. Yeah, but like what else would we be measuring from like a customer experience? It's hard. Okay, so I had a client who, I think I delivered good work for. I think I did, I was within the timeline I was expecting. But unless someone says something like, is that what they were expecting too? Hard to know is all.
I think as we flip back to the other update, like who's the coaching for?
Yeah.
Is it for the agent?
For the agent, I think.
Right. But should it be the other way? Where it's like the agent's like, well, I couldn't answer this thing. Like, what do you want? You didn't give me the context I needed. Or maybe our product setup is,
I think that's kind of
confusing. And like, so I would just be careful not to be like, well, what did the agent do wrong? It could easily be like, how is our context not great?
That's how I would look at it.
To understand, right?
It's a coaching. It's really a coaching opportunity for whoever the admin is who controls like the agent settings and the context that you feed it. Right? It's an indication that says, hey, this didn't score too well, and it's probably because the human needs to do more work to make this thing better. Right? It wasn't because the agent, woke up and forgot to have their coffee and was having a grumpy day. Right? It's I think that's that, and if it was going in, like if you were getting a lot of those bad scores, then it may be like an indication that you need a lot more work to do. And you should probably hit the pause button before you just kind of keep rolling down those tracks.
Yeah. And under how does it work here? It's like the last thing is take a coaching action. add a short answer, adjust guidelines, or update knowledge sources, right? Not question whether AI is good enough to do this.
It's only as good as you help make it be, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
So
that's cool.
Again,
I like that.
scores can be cool. Just make sure you understand what they mean before you just start throwing them in front of, other folks who may not have been involved. I love talking about ads. So maybe we should go there.
Really? I didn't know this about you. I keep on learning new things about you every day, Chris.
Reddit ads integration. What is it? You can now connect your Reddit ads account to HubSpot to view Reddit ad reporting, attribution, and workflow enrollment alongside your other ad channels. This is in private beta.
Why does this matter? If you're advertising on Reddit, you previously had no way to see that spend alongside your other channels, tie it to contacts and deals, or use it to trigger follow-up in HubSpot. This integration brings Reddit into the same ads workflow you already use for other networks. Connecting your Reddit ad account to HubSpot will let you see all of your ad data in one place and tie Reddit spend directly to contacts and deals, which isn't possible using Reddit alone. I know I think it was Monday too, we talked about Microsoft ads getting added here. Definitely seeing a good kind of spread coming out in the ads networks for a very, very long time. It was just Meta, Google, and LinkedIn. And I mentioned this with Microsoft ads, but for some of my clients, like that was a blocker in using the ads reporting, which the ads reporting is really useful and answers a ton of questions that people have. But because it didn't cover necessarily all of the platforms clients were using, it just wasn't complete enough.
Still forcing folks to go like with Power BI or something to kind of roll everything up, or
exactly. Years ago, I spent so much time building these crazy reports that come out of the box if you're using HubSpot, but because all the networks weren't combined, we had to build them externally. I was using funnel.io at the time, but yeah, Power BI, there's
something like that. Yeah. That's cool. Yeah, I love to see that they, once they start, I feel like HubSpot's, even though like we still are getting a ton of updates, like they had said last year, like, we've built a pretty solid foundation. We need to now kind of expand on some of those capabilities and go a little deeper in some areas. So I think this is a perfect example of that. It's like, well, we have ads that connect well, but what are we missing here? And what else do you see that you would want to, like, what would you want added to this list that's not here? Anything?
Me?
Yeah.
I don't think there's anywhere I have clients running ads outside of these.
Yeah, we don't do any ads, for clients. So this is more just guiding them that, hey, you can connect these things and this is how you set up reporting and stuff, but we don't do to really get involved too much of that.
I had some clients in the past. I don't have any current clients running some like ABM platforms and running ads through those. So that is really the only place I've seen in the past handful of years that isn't here. So yeah, if you're running ads through one of those ABM platforms, you would still need reporting either through that platform or, to your point, like through a Power BI or something right now.
Cool. All right.
I got another one here that looks cool. And it's got a major update next to it. Customized meeting scheduler in the CRM.
Just wait. You may be disappointed.
Oh no. Why?
Maybe you're not. Maybe this is actually
Why
something.
do I feel like you guys are doing all these updates without me, and now I'm coming back and I'm like the kid that got picked last for dodgeball or something?
I mean,
do you want to join every day?
I mean, I'm getting there.
You can join every day, Zach.
I might.
Maybe I might. Casey's got some vacation coming up.
Yeah.
some extra hands. No, this one is let me just read it and then we'll see if you're so excited about it.
Okay.
What is it? Customize the meeting create form in the CRM in order to decide what properties appear when booking a meeting and which are required to be set in order to proceed with scheduling.
Why does it matter? Today, the meeting scheduler in the CRM is the same for everyone. Now, portals can choose to customize the scheduler to meet the needs of their organization. Add custom meeting properties to be set at the time of scheduling, make a certain field required in order to book, and ensure your meeting has all the data it needs without needing to navigate into meetings index page to manually change properties retroactively.
All right. I'm not excited.
Is this what you thought it was going to be? Have you ever scheduled a meeting through this button?
No. Damn it!
Don't worry, we all had the same reaction.
Yeah, no, I thought it was going to be more like a redesigned like meeting scheduler page with some cool options, and then because
you mean the meeting scheduler that's called meeting scheduler on the navigation?
Yeah,
it's actually meetings
linked
scheduler.
Meetings,
everyone, it's an S, very different. We went through this yesterday.
Meetings
it has an S.
Scheduler versus meeting scheduler. Yeah.
So basically, it's like if your portal's configured in a way where like people are booking meetings on a contact record or something like that, then you can require or include some optional properties to capture at that point. Doesn't well, not bad. I mean, I could see there are probably like, people who are booking meetings on like, if you're a BDR and you're booking meetings on an account executive or some sales, right? You're booking on their behalf and you're missing steps or you're missing information. This could be a way to try to help button that up a little bit. I mean, it's not a bad update. It just, I thought we were going to get a kind of cool redesigned meetings scheduling page with other options in there.
Yeah. I have a roofer coming over today and he mentioned that they changed systems, which immediately my brain starts. I was like, wrong person.
Like, you want to barter?
That too. I'm like, what are you using? What were you using?
Yeah.
But like, he booked a meeting. Like, I was on the phone with him. I don't think he's using HubSpot, based on the email I got back. But I think he had an experience similar to this, and then I got an email that like there's a appointment booked or like whatever. So yeah, I think there's certainly people doing this.
Yeah, hopefully it is a signal that like the flexibility on this side can impact the flexibility on the other side. I do think that like whenever I've thought about clicking on this button, it's like it's so unnatural versus doing it in a Google Calendar. Like where I know exactly what's going to happen when I do it on the Google Calendar.
And you can see the rest of your schedule there too.
Yeah. I don't know what's going to happen when I do it from a HubSpot record. And that's where this whole clarity that's being created around like, not going to duplicate by creating calls to like, it's going to be separated from that. That starts to open the door for, maybe scheduling some stuff from HubSpot directly. That would be wonderful. Like in a lot of cases, it's just, do I have the context and am I certain that everybody's going to get the invite that they need to get? Or is this just like doing it for me and I know for sure nobody's going to get it?
It doesn't,
even though I'm on their record, And
it doesn't solve the problem of scheduling meetings, which is the game of what day or time works best for you. And then going back and forth like 100 times on, what works for everybody. I mean, I love the scheduling link in HubSpot. I use it and I reference it all the time, check out the link in my signature, book a time, my calendar's up to date, and it's like hundreds of meetings booked that way, of meetings booked that way without having to go back and forth. And this is like, well, how did you know what time worked? It just seems like it's cool, but in reality, most of the time, like if you push the meeting link, it just saves everybody a lot of time and headache.
Yeah.
But like you said, like if we can start, weaving in some automations, and now we're able to do things with, maybe Claude connected and booking meeting, there's possibilities out there that have yet to be explored a little
Yet
bit
to
more.
be realized. Yep. Uh,
But yeah, a little letdown.
I'm interested in quality assurance score for help desk tickets. Everybody gets a score.
You get a score, and you get a score.
What's changed? I'm always like, which order should I do this in, Casey? If this
I
is
don't know.
the
I don't
first
know.
time.
It's at the top. And yeah, we haven't heard this. I don't think we've seen this, right? We haven't talked about it.
Change it up.
It's not even on. It's not even in my product updates. So,
right. So, and lots of times, like what's changed is also inside of the what is it. So I'm just going to go for what is it first. Quality assurance, also known as QA, for support teams is a systematic process of monitoring, evaluating, and improving the quality of interactions between customer support representatives and customers. It involves regularly assessing actual interactions, like calls, chats, and emails, against specific criteria. The primary goals are to ensure consistent service delivery, enhance agent performance through targeted feedback and coaching, identify systemic issues in processes or products, and ultimately drive higher customer satisfaction and loyalty. By moving beyond subjective judgments and random sampling, effective QA aims to foster a culture of continuous improvement within the support organization, leading to a more impactful, positive customer experience.
Do you now want to go to what changed, or is it my turn now? I'm confused.
I think we just open the floor because there's a lot left to read, and I really want Zach's take as a fellow, manufacturing, quality management, systems experience guy. Like quality assurance. Or when you read this update and this availability to it in HubSpot, like what's the first thing that comes to mind against all the other like customer satisfaction scores and like CX score now against tickets? Like all of this stuff is coming into play.
I just like see them kind of all converging at some point and being like some agent that's out there that just does all this kind of stuff, right? But it's like I guess I want to understand this a little bit more. So we're setting kind of like the guidelines for what we deem is quality, or like what our process is. Oh, you forgot to ask them this question, right? Or you forgot to do this one thing, or part of our process is that we always do a follow-up 5 days after the parts are shipped, or whatever that like. Are we setting those guidelines to, however we want? Because I see things like overall communication score, tone score, clarity score, empathy score. Are those like, so I guess I need to understand that a little bit. Like, are those default kind of things that they're tracking, or what else do you know that you're not telling us, Chris?
Well, if we look at the how does it work, that's my only hope. I could see powered by AI at the top there.
Help desk, turn on QAS, decide which tickets should get a score. Either enables or disables the QA scoring at the portal level. Then you can define conditions for tickets that should never be scored. Okay.
And
so it looks like you'll be able to access the following information: overall communication score, tone, clarity, and empathy score. Is there any more like custom things? Like if you scroll down a little bit, edit the QA scores.
So this was something we kind of talked about with the customer experience score. So we looked at
change it.
We looked at that list, but it didn't look like there was a way of changing it. Like it just is, which I can see pros and cons in. Like obviously I do a lot of lead scoring stuff. Obviously that's very custom. There's pros and cons in that. And now that AI is getting smarter, there's more cons than we had before.
I mean, this seems very, similar to that UX kind of score. I mean, you would think that if you look at the positive kind of scoring categories, there were like 2 of them, but like tone and empathy and, clarity, I would think that those would all be part of a UX score as well. So
Yeah.
I think, just being able to apply these kind of broad, the concept of just using AI to go search for and, score these types of things across the portal in, many different areas. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, I could just see it all becoming one, like, big kind of scoring section of HubSpot where you can apply different scores to different objects and different things, like however you want. Like, I don't see these being so different,
Yeah, it's 2 sides of the same coin, I think, for sure, between CX and QA. Yeah, it's just going to be really interesting to see how all of this comes together. Ultimately, everybody just wants to know that the team's doing well, the customers are enjoying the experience, and we've been not great at like creating systems that don't bias stuff somewhere somehow or make it gameable so that any QA system you apply, it's like, all right, you're going to get points for closed tickets. Like, all right, let me just close as many tickets as possible, no matter how I do it. And my QA score is going to go up. Putting that in the hands of AI, I agree, is the way to go. And even here, Zach, like, I think at the management level, you certainly you need to know how it works, but like, how deep do you need to go, or do you want folks to go? Because like, the more you know, the more gameable it becomes, and like, start to know the magic words that if you say it on the call, like, it's going to flag AI in a certain way, like every time. All of that stuff, like, this is kind of the new world that we find ourselves in. But as I was reading, it's like, effective QA aims to foster a culture of continuous improvement. Like, whether that actually happens, like, you're aiming for that, but it very quickly becomes a culture of CYA, right?
And then I'd like to take this to the next level and also say, okay, how do we tie this to like revenue? Right? So it could be like, we're getting great scores, but revenue is moving in the wrong direction. Or we're getting bad scores, but revenue is still going up. And so like, how do we tie some of this to that? That would be kind of, interesting to see how they're related. I mean, you could pull different reports and kind of come to your own conclusions, I'm sure. But like, how do we get the agents to just be like, hey, we've noticed that, as you say these things or do these things or, kind of build these, these types of activities up in the team. And, as you shift like the needle, like as the needle moves and how you're trying to kind of change the culture, like going through these shifts, like this is positively impacting revenue or negatively impacting revenue or deal velocity or whatever deal size, what is it? How is it actually impacting the business? Happy people and sad people and angry people and dissatisfied people. We all know probably doesn't help you like build business up, but it's like, how does that exactly correlated?
Yeah. Now, these are the signals I think we have to figure out how to get these on dashboards in a meaningful way, start tying them to ROI, because the tone, the clarity, the empathy, like, once people aren't stressed out of their minds every day because they have AI support, they don't have broken systems, like, and they just show up to work happier, I guarantee those kinds of scores like go up. And like, I look forward to, like, by the end of this year, I'm confident that we will have helped business leaders start to tie these things like together. It's like we implemented AI here. Sure, it saved a bunch of time, but what that time savings really did was make people less anxious, less stressed, and now we see this empathy score, go up over here, right? Those are going to be it's going to be so hard to show like the correlation versus causation, argument, but when you can these are the types of things, like, if you were to ask a leader that's used to walking the floor every day, they feel it. They know it.
Mm-hmm.
But when the board is telling them they got to show it on a dashboard, there's a huge disconnect in what what are we actually trying to do
Right.
with the system? Are we trying to help people feel better so that the empathy scores go up, or are we trying to show the board how the empathy score is going up? Right.
And you're backing it up with data versus, just anecdotal evidence or gut feels on things, right? It's hard
Right.
for a leadership team to ignore, I think, like quality, like data on something versus, Zach's just complaining about his team, like not doing the things that they're supposed to do.
Right. Yeah. So we're gonna is there probably some like qualitative analysis content that needs to be done, like just to help folks understand how to view qualitative data like exclusively versus all the quantitative stuff, because they're making this quantitative, but it's AI generated and it's based on tone, clarity, and empathy. Like, so what did you build the quantification? How are you going to back that up as an organization? So anything else you want to hit on before we head into our Wednesday?
Well, it went away, but the HubSpot homepage was on here.
Yeah. Like, what does Chris have in his portal? Because I feel like you have way more stuff. You guys have more stuff to look at. You guys do
And
than
when
I do.
I came into the portal today, I feel like I hit this, which is different.
Connect your inbox and calendar to start prepping for meetings, catch conversations before they're missed, and organize your day. Cool. Connect Google.
Something cool. Like, as I'm gonna share my screen, because I noticed it right away as well. And since it's been up, I see like this new feed content available at 8:53, just like 5 minutes ago. And I can like refresh the feed, and that gave me some tasks to start here, and then a few things changed here. But yeah, there we go. Maybe we don't want to get too addicted to that refresh the feed button. We're also not going to be sitting here. Like, it's just like, imagine this tab open, just like your Google Calendar or your Gmail or whatever thing that you use. We're trying to provide a better experience here where you can always come back to that. It'll tell you what you need, what you might want to do next, and make it very easy to do that thing. Right. Like, so as the calendar moves, that's one of the parts that's challenging with AI. Sometimes you build the thing, like, how dynamic can you make it? Right? Can it be updated every minute? And a lot of times, like, the answer is yes, but the infrastructure and cost required to make it update every minute is not inconsequential. And that's where you start to look at HubSpot, their platform. They experience those costs too, but since they're doing it for 300,000 customers, like, it's additive. They're already built to do this, right? So very cool to finally get access to this. And, you know, that's what I think HubSpot's doing a great job on that path of just helping folks. What do I need to do next right now? It'd be nice if I didn't have to search 5 different systems and think so hard for 5 minutes. When in reality, in that 5 minutes, I'm just waiting for the next email to come in so that I can go do that. And then it's like any plan we started the day with just gets smashed. So very cool. HubSpot homepage, a part of the new redesign, I think that's coming for everyone. If you haven't signed up yet by the end of this month, it's going to be a fun Unbound. Another year where we're like, what HubSpot is this?
Yeah. Every year, I feel like is a big shock to the system. But it gives us a lot of stuff to talk about. It gives us a lot of opportunities to talk to clients about, new ways to try to connect the data and provide a good customer experience and increase revenue and, scale and grow without necessarily adding a ton of people if you don't have to. That's where a lot of folks are, I'm not advocating for just like firing people and downsizing, right? I'm just saying that, it gives smaller companies a competitive edge where it's like you can start going against some bigger companies if you're agile and you're smart and you know how to use some of these tools. It's leveling the playing field for some folks, and that's exciting.
Indeed. And if you field that question at some point between now and Unbound or after, it's like, what HubSpot is this? And you're not sure, just say agentic customer platform HubSpot. That's what HubSpot this is, even if you don't know what that means. It's super clear that that's what they're accomplishing. That's not what they're trying to do right now. They are accomplishing it right now in lots of different ways. So very cool to be a part of that. So until next time, thanks so much, Zach and Casey. We'll see everybody tomorrow.